Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Storj Town Hall, June 12, 2024. Speaking today will be Colby Winiger, our Chief Revenue Officer, and myself, Chief Operating Officer, John Gleason. This town hall is part of our ongoing commitment to transparency as an organization. So in addition to the quarterly town halls that we do, we have our open source code available. Our roadmap is public on GitHub. We have our public community forum and blog that we update on the regular. We publish our quarterly token reports that give the status and flows of our token. We also have live network statistics at stats.storjshare.io that enables a number of different community projects to build dashboards. We publish our annual DEI report on just the status of the company. And of course, we publish on our sustainability initiatives as well. And so as part of this town hall, we always just like to mention that this presentation does contain forward-looking statements and information relating to our product, network, and business. These statements are based on the information currently available to the company with respect to future events, which are subject to unknown material risk and uncertainties that may cause our actual results or performance to be materially different from those contained in the forward-looking statements. This information should not be relied upon in making purchases or other decisions. The development, release, and timing of any features or functionality described in our products remains the sole discretion of Storj Labs. So let me turn it over to Colby to kick us off. Colby?
Thank you, John. As stated, this is Colby Winiger, the Chief Revenue Officer, and this is my first time in a town hall, so I'm excited to be here and to get introduced to the Storj community. I'll walk you through the executive summary. Following that, we'll talk about some updates with our partners and customers and the exciting growth that we're seeing. Then we will review the product roadmap and then provide some information on the storage providers that we've been working with. So in the executive summary, in our last town hall, we talked a lot about what had happened in Q1. We'll focus on what's been happening so far in Q2. We've had a lot of events we've been participating in. We had a very successful NAB. We just recently went to Broadcast Asia for the first time. We also went to VeeamON for the first time. We've focused a lot on the backup enterprise use case recently. And we've seen a lot of interest in the Veeam community, so excited about the progress that we've been seeing there. We also went to Consensus and attended ISC Hamburg. We'll give some updates on paid customer data and how it continues to grow exponentially. It's really exciting to see those graphs. We'll also talk about our partners and traction we're seeing with them. We continue to see healthy network growth, and we've also started to expand our Storj Select regions. So we'll talk about that as well. And we're getting a really, really attractive pipeline that continues to grow with some large opportunities. So we'll talk about that as well. And one of our favorite graphs is this paid customer data graph. So you can see this continues to grow month over month. Likely will continue to grow in June as well, but it's just exciting to see that the customers continue to store more and more data with us. And it's a testament to the performance of our product and to the value that both existing customers and new customers see in the product that we're offering. We've seen really strong growth year over year. We're seeing really strong growth quarter over quarter. Our customers continue to grow with us. We're starting to see multi-petabyte customers now and seeing the same thing in our pipeline. And I've been excited to see that customers from all kinds of industries, even in healthcare companies, and we're seeing enterprises and large studios bring their data to us. So really excited to see the traction we're making and the future we have. And I'm also excited to see the pipeline we have coming. I think the reason we're seeing all of this growth is that we have our enterprise-grade product. We offer customers durability of 11 nines. We offer a very attractive availability, and our performance continues to get better. It's been really impressive to see how much we've seen in our performance, both with our throughput and with our latency. And because of that, I think not only has it helped us recently, but will help us continue to grow in the future. So I wanted to talk about some of our partners, both just our ecosystem in general. So the strategy we've had for the last couple of years is we needed to build an ecosystem of technical alliance partners that would then help us to build an ecosystem of distributors and resellers. And those two together would then help us go and capture customer opportunities. And so some of the big achievements we've seen recently is we've signed 2 big distributors, Climb, one of the biggest distributors out there, as well as Polaris. And so those are 2 great distributors to work with that allows us to work with partners at a much faster pace. Before we had to go meet with every partner, negotiate an agreement, a reseller or a referral agreement. But now with these distributors, they already have those in place. We've already signed up with Climb, for example, or Polaris, and then we can just go meet with their resellers and start working with them and start working directly with customers and working on opportunities. So that's going to really accelerate our progress, especially in the enterprise backup space. And then we have a lot of other resellers that we've been working with over time that are well established in their specific niche, and we're starting to see more progress with those partners as well. With the technical alliances, we just continue to see great technical alliance partners, and this is just a sample of them. We're seeing a lot of excellent technical alliance partners make progress in their different industries. Anywhere from enterprise backup to the media and entertainment space to the research space. Some of them of these technical alliance partners we work with to show that our product will work with them, and then some of them have even private labeled our solution in their product. So we have customers like a GB Labs or partners like a GB Labs or an Ag Systems, where they've chosen to have Storj as their only cloud storage solution or their main cloud storage solution behind their product, which again is a testament to how well we work with them. And they're able to leverage the unique features that we have for their customers to give them a differentiated differentiated product. So really excited about the progress we've been making here. We keep signing up more and more of these technical alliances, which will continue to help us to grow in the future years. The space we've made a lot of progress recently is in the enterprise backup space. 3 of the largest tech alliance partners in that space are Veeam, Commvault, and Rubrik. We now have integration guides for all of these technical alliance partners so that it makes it easy for a reseller to approach customers with when they sell these enterprise backup solutions, and that they can also offer Storj as the backup target for these. These technical alliance partners are very big in their space, very focused on the enterprise space. We think that this will accelerate our growth even more once we get object lock in place in the coming months. We've seen that our product has performed better than competitors in some of these applications, both in throughput and latency. So excited to see where that takes us in the future. But these are really big partners, really excited with the effort we've put into this area and the results that we're seeing. Another area we've been focusing on is how Storj can participate in the AI space. So we've been focusing on how we can partner with other technical alliance partners here so that we can participate in this space. Valdi is one that we've been working with, and we've seen some success there, where we can pursue opportunities where there's a customer that needs some compute along with some storage. And excited to see where this partnership is taking us, as well as other compute partners, and which is allowing us to participate in the big surge in the AI space. Yeah, and so I also like to announce that we made the list for Fast Company as one of the world-changing ideas for 2024. So really happy to see that they recognize that the innovation that we have in the storage space that made them want to recognize us for this achievement. Okay, now I'll turn the time over to John.
Thanks, Colby. I think product highlights here and the big changes that we've had, really to talk about over the last year or so, and really accelerating in the last few months. When you look at the partners, when you look at the customers, when you look at the traction, even though we still maintain that strong presence in Web3, the majority of the customers and partners and revenue is coming straight out of traditional tech in the Web2 space, and a lot of that is being driven by these upgrades and performance improvements, especially. And over the last few months, the main things that we've seen are in these few areas here. The performance upgrade for small files has had a massive impact. Many of those backup applications that Colby talked about where they generate small objects, and distributed systems traditionally haven't been as good at small objects, but we've made some really major improvements in how we handle them and a lot of product innovation around that space. And so that has driven a lot of that interest from large enterprises that are using things like Amazon S3 to look at Storj with that 80% improvement in cost, with a comparable improvement in carbon consumption and also performance. Object versioning is currently in a closed beta. So following on that, we also have a test environment for object lock. And so we're really excited to see those things moving forward. And again, those will be generally available for customers to use in the coming quarter. Our performance and scaling and edge services capacity, we've been really pushing those to the limit over the last few quarters and making some substantial improvements there. And that's largely being driven by the pipeline of customers coming on board to make sure that we can meet the demands and the capacity that we're seeing coming in the very near future here. And then with the select environment for the larger scale providers who are participating in the network, we've had some really significant improvements in the onboarding process and the management process there. And Veeam readiness is almost complete. So Veeam Ready opens up a lot more opportunities within that ecosystem. And again, that's the largest backup ecosystem out there. So we're really excited about what that can do for us coming soon. Now we got a few updates on just the storage provider community. Our SOC 2 region continues to grow. So that's been in production for a year. And if any of the providers are watching this, you're, I think, seeing right now even more growth on that, which is fantastic, especially even just over the last week or so. We're continually growing the number of customers as well as the amount of customer data there and bringing on additional storage providers to make that even more relevant. We're also launching the Australian region for that. So Colby and I and Brian all spent the last week or so in Australia, meeting with partners, meeting with providers, and meeting with customers there to grow that. So we're very excited about that as an opportunity to enter a new market and provide expanding capacity and great performance in that space. So we're really excited about what's coming out of there and where we can take it. If you are storage node operators and you've also seen a number of different changes in pattern of usage, particularly on test data, we're implementing a new test strategy where it shifts test data that used to be free tier accounts, since we ended the free tier and turned that into a free trial. And we've shifted that load as much more increased data on Salt Lake, but with a TTL, where the data will drop off after a short period of time, making it such that we can expand the network, we can add additional test data that drops off as customer data starts coming on board. So that's really a streamlined process, and we're happy with how that's going. We've made some substantial improvements in node performance, and so finally getting some what might be considered long overdue enhancements on the node side. I think we've seen a lot of performance improvements, reduced requirements for the resources on the node operator side, and much more performant and stable services. And then scaling up on our edge services, really increasing capacity there and pushing those to the limit. Again, in anticipation of several large deals with customers that we have in the pipeline that we expect coming on over the next few months here. As the network is growing and as we're getting additional customers here, we are, of course, always looking for additional nodes. We try to keep a good balance in terms of the supply and demand so that as node operators bring their supply on board, that they actually find it to be economically rewarding. So our customer footprint is expanding, and there are a few locations where we have less coverage with nodes. And so if you are a node operator or someone who's considering the network in South America, Central America, India, or Africa, these are areas where we don't have as strong a footprint as we want, but we do want to continue to grow our support in those regions. For our commercial node operators, if you are an existing node operator with capacity in data centers that are in SOC 2 or have other certifications, please go to our website and join the commercial node operator program. We'll get you into the mix there. And right now we're focused on providers in the US. We just launched Australia, but we're looking with providers with at least a petabyte of capacity to contribute, and multiple locations is also very helpful. And of course, for anyone in the community, we'd love feedback from our community of node operators as we continue to move the project forward. So please provide ongoing feedback and suggestions in forum and contribute there. If you have questions before the town hall, we always collect those out of the forum and try to answer them as we go. We're always happy to take direct community communications, either via the forum or via email. you can email Brian. He's always happy to hear from our community. And then just spread the word that we are continuing to grow and dominate the storage space with a product that is 80% lower cost, 80% lower carbon footprint, and faster globally for a single upload compared to Amazon S3. I want to conclude this, as we always do, with a thank you to our customers and especially our node operator community. The growth of this project and the fundamental disruption we're bringing to the market aren't possible without you. So thank you again for joining us. Thank you for participating in the network. And we look forward to great things this quarter.
Thanks, everyone.